Hello everyone. Hope you are doing fine. And this is Tooba Mirza again. I am the owner, founder, and lead trainer of Ontime Training and Consultancy Services. So, Ontime Training and Consultancy Services is a professional training and consultancy solution providers in the portfolio program and project management domain. So, if you are looking for the mentoring and exam prep services for your PFMP, PGMP, RMP, PMP, ACP or any other PMI related certification, or even if you are looking for any kind of consultancy in the project and program management domain, we are here for you. You can connect with us. I'm going to share the communication channels in the comment area of this video, as well as like by the end of this video, I'm going to share my communication channels as well. So the agenda of this video is to discuss PMP question, and let's begin with that. But before we continue our discussion, if you like our channel, if you like our videos, please subscribe our channel, and please do provide your feedback and comments on our videos and on our contribution in the project program and portfolio management domain by your comments and by your suggestions as well. Okay, so the question that we are going to discuss today, I'm going to read out this question. This is my personal favorite question. And I had posted this question earlier as well, like few months ago on my LinkedIn channel. And I got a very, very good response on this question, a very confusing response, I would say. And last week as well, I thought of posting this question again because that was in my mind that I wanted to make a video for the answer explanation of this question. So when I posted it last week, again, as expected, the response that I received from on this question was overwhelming and again confusing. So let's start with the discussion. The question says, a project manager has identified a risk and its possible impact. He notified the sponsor that sufficient budget, schedule, and other resources have been allocated to respond to the risk if it occurs. What response strategy did the project manager use? Mitigate, transfer, avoid, accept are the answer choices. Okay, let's see what the answer is, and then let me explain this question with the answer. So the answer to this question is option D, accept. Okay, so again, like the way I explain my other questions, I'm going to first identify the important pieces on the statement of this question, and then I'm going to connect those pieces to the answer choices. So first of all, the question says that this is an identified risk, although this really doesn't have to decide, but yes, in a way, this can be helpful and its possible impact. So the impact to this risk is already known. Then the project manager consulted the sponsor, and this is the most important statement: sufficient budget, schedule, and resources, which are three important constraints of any project. So this already has been allocated for this risk, right? To respond to this risk, these arrangements have been done if it occurs. Now, this is the part which is going to connect this question to the right answer, if it occurs. And then the question is asking that which response strategy did the project manager use? So we have two types of risk. There can be positive risk, there can be negative risk. If there is a positive risk, which means it is an opportunity, then the way to deal with that is with the accept strategy, or the escalate, or the exploit, or the enhance, or the share. And there is a risk type which is threat and the negative impacted risk. And there are 5 strategies to deal with those negative risk as well, which is mitigate and accept and avoid and transfer and the accept. This question clearly is talking about the threat. How? Because the answer choices are telling about that, because all those 4 choices belong to the negative type of risk, although the except is one answer which can be in the positive risk or can be in the negative risk. However, that is not really the question over here, that this is a positive risk or this is a negative risk. That is not really the question. The question really is, do you understand what accept response strategy is? Or do you understand what mitigate response strategies, or do you understand what transfer response strategies and the avoid response strategies? So the contest for this question is clearly between mitigate and accept, between A and D. This question or this scenario has nothing to do with transfer. This scenario has nothing to do with avoid. So let's first talk about the most unimportant options, which clearly are going to be eliminated if you have a fair understanding of risk management, that why B and C are wrong. So what is a transfer response strategy? Transfer means you are transferring the ownership of this identified risk to any party outside your team or outside your organization, which clearly is not the talk over here. Then what is avoid response strategy? Avoid response strategy says that just avoid this risk. Just make the probability of this risk to 0% or made the impact of this risk to as low as like it's almost going to be nil. So 0 is not going to be the thing, but nil is going to be the right statement. Just not allow this risk to occur. Do whatever it takes. If it takes to change the budget, if it takes to hire more resources, if it takes to extend the schedule, if it takes to onboard multiple other people, like whatever it takes, but this risk is not going to happen. You are just making sure that this risk is going to be avoided, not happening, which in turn actually shows the risk averse mindset. But as the question is not directing towards it, so let's not go into the detail of that conversation. Now, why this is not mitigate and why this is accept? This is the conversation. See, what is mitigate? From the dictionary explanation, like the dictionary meaning of mitigate is minimizing something, reducing something. So what do we reduce, or with the response strategy, what do we really do? For the threats, which is a conversation over here, what do we really do? We really either minimizing the probability of occurrence of the risk, or we minimize the impacts, whichever areas this risk is going to impact, which is budget, schedule, resources, as per the scenario. The impact of this risk is going to be minimized with this mitigation strategy. Whatever is going to be the response strategy, this is going to be minimized if mitigate is the response strategy that you have taken, which you have not taken, because you are not really minimizing anything. You clearly are saying as a project manager, see, I have kept the reserves. If the risk is going to occur, I am going to utilize that reserve. Are you minimizing the chances of occurrence of that risk, or are you minimizing the impact of that risk if that risk is going to happen? Are you taking any measure to make sure that risk is either like it's going to be very minimal chances of that risk to occur, or if it is going to occur, there is very minimal chances to impact the project with its negative impact? No, you are not taking any measure. Mitigation actually talks about preventive action, taking any actions which is going to just make sure that the probability is going to be as low as possible, and or both. It can be and, it can be or, like both probability and impact, or probability or impact. Like it can be and or. Impact is going to be reduced. with your mitigation strategy, which is not going to be the case, because this situation clearly is saying that if the risk is occurring, let it be. We have enough reserves, we have enough budget, schedule, resources with us to take care of this risk if it is going to occur. We are not taking any mitigation action, any preventive action to reduce the probability or impact or both in case of this risk, which is a mitigation. Mitigation is a preventive action. You are clearly taking or planning to take a corrective action over here, which is the case in this scenario. So acceptance actually talks about the corrective action. Acceptance actually talk about the risk tolerant mindset. That, okay, if a risk has to occur and it already has identified, let it be. We are in a good position to tolerate this risk. We are fairly in a good position to accept or tolerate this risk within our project thresholds for respective areas which is going to get impacted because of this risk. In this case, the budget, schedule, and resources. All those areas and their thresholds which you have defined in this project, within that risk, it's going to impact the project, and you are going to accept it or you are going to absorb it because you have enough reserves and enough contingencies available. This kind of acceptance is termed, which is being discussed in the scenario, is termed as active acceptance. There is a passive acceptance as well, which simply says that just let the risk occur and do not take any action. Let it be. If the risk is going to occur, let it be. We are not going to take any proactive action. Or maybe there is not a possibility to take any proactive action in case of that risk. For instance, if somebody is working in a field project and there is a huge chances of occurrence of earthquake in that area, nobody can do anything about that. That is an identified risk. But you can't really do anything about that because nobody can predict earthquake really anywhere. You have to let it be. If you can take a corrective action only once the risk is going to occur, God forbid, in that area. There's no other way out. You can't really take any proactive action. There are situations where you have to take proactive, you have to accept the risk in passive acceptance, and there are situations when you are just getting lazy and you just know that this situation can happen and you just do not want to take any active action in that regard. You just say that, okay, let it be. We are going to see when it is going to happen. Right? So this kind of attitude, with which you accept the risk, is termed as risk tolerant attitude. I am not going into the details of this because this is a detailed conversation, but you should be knowing that the risk for which you do even active or passive, both kind of acceptance, that is a risk tolerant attitude, that you are ready to tolerate the risk, that you are ready to accept and absorb the risk. You have enough capacity as an organization, as a team, as a department to take care of this risk, although you know this risk, right? So that is the explanation to this question. I hope you liked it. And I hope this makes sense now, right? There is no mention of preventive action or taking any action to not or to like reduce the possibility or the impact of occurrence of this. So you clearly are saying that we are taking care of the risk if it occurs, right? We are taking care of the risk if it occurs. So if it is occurring and you are taking care of all these actions, it means it is acceptable, right? So with this, my explanation is over. I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, please do let me know with your comments in the comment area. And if you like our contribution in the project management world and you think that this is something that is of your interest and you want to do your PMP or you want to join my next PMP mentoring session, then you are more than welcome. And my next PMP group live mentoring program is going to start on the 1st of July. It's a weekend program. It happens every Saturday and Sunday for the 6 weeks. So if you are interested, you can connect with me. Here are the communication channels with which I can be contacted. So I am actively available on my WhatsApp number. And the same numbers on IMO, Bottom, and Telegram as well. You can call me, you can email me, you can refer my website for my upcoming programs. And I'm very, very active on my on my LinkedIn and Facebook communication channels. So for my upcoming programs and the more information about the project program and portfolio management and many such questions regarding the PMP, PGMP, PFMP, I keep on posting over there. So just connect with me over there. And if you want to listen to the video explanation of other PMP questions, you can like refer my YouTube channel, and you can just listen to the other question answer explanation over there as well. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much uh, for liking and appreciating my efforts. I am going to say goodbye for now, and I will come back very soon with a new video. Take care. Bye.